What's going on YouTube? And it's Sandy. I'm here again with another video. Today I have a load going to Hobbs, New Mexico, and it's going to be a little bit different today. I'm going to be driving a flatbed because it's not a tanker, it's just going to bring like 2 or 3 pallets of product there. So I'm going to be driving a flatbed, and I'm just going to do a little walk around inspection on my truck and carry you guys along for the ride, you know what I mean? But alright, so in the mornings, normally just open my engine and I will basically check my engine oil before I even start my truck. So I will just fly the hood and leave the truck off, and that's the reservoir for my washer fluid. I need to put some in it. That's right there, that's the power steering fluid I put in there, and you know that's the steering arm. And I just normally check to see if anything is break or there is any leaks or anything, and that's the air filter up there in the truck, so that's where air filter goes. And I normally check my tires too, check the inside, check the brake, and all of the brakes on my truck is disc brake, so I normally check those in the morning. And so I check the wall of my tire, make sure it is all good, and I normally just kick them. Sometimes I use a hammer and knock it just to make sure. And then I will go on the other side, and this side is the hot side, so I try to check this before turning the truck on too. So I make sure my fan belt, that belt and the alternator is not too slack, and the alternator is right there, that's my turbo right there, and that's for the coolant, to make sure my coolant level is good too. And that's pretty much it. And when you're doing your DOT inspection when you're doing the engine compartment, normally go into details about all of this stuff, but in the morning, like when you're working for a company, not doing your CDL, you just normally do a quick overlook. But I'm gonna do some detailed video with the A card, the B card, and the C card for the CDL, and that will give you guys an insight about the pre-trip, and I'm gonna try and get those up so you guys can have those in a detail. So the A card is the front of the truck, and then the B card I think is from the driver door until to the rear of the truck, and then the C card is the entire trailer, and then you do the coupling, and then I'm gonna do a brake test and all of that for you guys. So I just go do those in parts. So hopefully I can get that done by the end of the week so you guys can have it. So what I do now, I'm doing a hazmat on my trailer. I make sure I have my sign, those for the signs, they are properly mounted and secure, and make sure there's no problem with them. So just in case I have a hazmat load, I can easily put up the signs. And normally check to make sure my kingpin is locked. Normally I do a tug test inside the truck to make sure it's locked, but it's good to always check, a just check a second time. The earbags, make sure my earbags are properly inflated, and also my shocks are good, there's no leaks and everything. And what I will do, check my tires, but I will check my tires, as I said, I just kick them, and sometimes I will use a hammer to just knock it, because if they're soft you will know. And then check on top of my trailer, make sure there's no brakes or no board missing or anything. Okay, so in the back I do the same, make sure my sign stuff is mounted properly. Those are for the hazmat labels, so I make sure that's mounted properly too. My lights, them are not broken or nothing. But I'm gonna do a light check in the end. I will turn my truck on and do a light check and let you guys see. And here I do check my hub seal. This one is leaking, so I need to get that one fixed. The other day I had one leaking up here and I had to get it fixed, this one, and I got it fixed, so I have to get another one fixed. I'm just gonna put that on my inspection report in my tablet in the truck, and those are all my straps and everything I need to strap the truck. Okay, and that truck over there, I think is a 2004 in Peterbilt 379. and that's a whole school truck, you know. Those truck, we have about three of those that we use, but we normally use those truck on the road. And the reason that truck have a Caterpillar engine, and the reason why Cat stopped making those engines is because of the diff system, and they don't want to deal with that, so they stick to the industrial stuff like tractors and stuff. But the Cat engine, those are some good engine, and they are stronger than these Cummins and these Detroits that we are buying. So these trucks, I'll show you the engine on these trucks and let you see. But they didn't want to mess with the diff system, and we use the white trucks in the fields because they're a little bit higher than those trucks, so we use them in the fields. So right here, when I videoed it, it was a lot of noise because all the trucks them was going. So I went inside and checked to make sure the truck is in neutral, and basically turn it off. And I was just so that turned off so you could hear, but that audio wasn't good, so that's why I'm doing the voiceover here. And the engines, they are pretty much the same, as in the parts them is pretty identical, so you could easily identify what you need to identify. Right there's a power steering fluid reservoir, and that's for the steering. And the only thing with these Cat engines, they are expensive to maintain. The oil change are more expensive than the Cummins, and you have to buy the I did the oil change on this, and I have to get like the Cat filters, and those are a little bit expensive, but they last longer. And this is the filter box for them. This truck take two of them because I think you have two turbos on it, and each turbo is connected to one of those. And right there, that's where I used to check my engine oil and everything. But these trucks are pretty good. They're not that computerized, so they they will work. They will drive even if something is wrong with them. And right there you have the alternator, and then I check the fan belt too, and that it when I'm doing my checks. And so right there we have the turbos, and I think one is in the front and that is the one over the back, and each of those are connected to a air filter. So one air filter is on each side, and then those turbo are connected to is a dual exhaust, so they're connected to the dual exhaust. And what I like about this truck too, they have two big diesel tanks. So when we fill up, I don't have to stop. When you're on the road doing the long road trips, we don't have to stop for diesel. So that's one of the good thing with this diesel with these diesel tanks. All right, so the light check. I make sure the marker lights are working. Also, all of these marker lights on the side is working, and yeah, they're loading me right now, so I should be leaving pretty soon. I only have 3 totes, and you're gonna be coming back with the rest. But the marker lights, I make sure those are working, and then inside the truck I have a test light button, which I just press it and it will cycle through all the lights, like the marker lights, the brake lights, and the flow rear flashers, to make sure everything is working. So I don't have to be in and out the truck, to do all that. I just do it in one go. So you see, those are all my lights in the back are working. Those are the brake lights are on. Then you have the 4-way indicators. That means both indicators are working properly. And I will normally just wait a cycle, 2 cycles over, and just make sure all lights are working. And most of the trucks on the license plate is supposed to have a light there too for the license plate, and make sure that's working too. And on the side you have the marker lights, and then the sides of the trailers normally have a indicator light. You can find it at the bottom of some of these. So mine is right where you see the caution white turns, so it's cycling through. So give it like about 10 seconds and then it will come on. I'll make sure that verify that light is turned on, because you get a ticket for that. So there you go, and it's working. And that's pretty much it on the light check. You know, when you're doing the DOT inspection, they will ask you things, and you will have to say, oh, my light is properly mounted and secure, not cracked nor broken. And it's working and there is no moisture between. So I'm gonna do a real pre-trip video for you guys that will basically help you to pass that pre-trip. So just give me a little bit of time. I want to try and get those videos up by the end of the week. And as I said, I'm gonna do the A card, the B card, and the C card.